So welcome back to Rants Review. This time we're checking out a new game. Well, this is not exactly a specifically new game. This is an older game that has been modified with a new rule set and a new set of cards added to it. This is one of our favorite games of last year, Flip 7, but this is Flip 7 with a vengeance. This takes the game, adds some new cards to make it a little bit more aggressive, more play against other players mentality. Let's open this up and see what comes with it. So it opens from the top, and there are two seals here, of course. To give it a little bit of extra security. And there we go. We've got two stacks and a rule book with a QR code for easy to learn how to play. All right, so the way the game is played, you're going to take the cards, give them a good shuffle. Let's take out the advertising cards first. Nice. So the first player would get an 11, a 10, 10, and a 5. Now, each player on the next round gets to choose whether they want to stay or they want to hit. If you stay, you're basically out of the round. But if you double up any number that you have on your hand, then you're out. So, but the whole point is to try to get to 200 before anyone else. Additionally, if you get to 7 cards, you're automatically stayed, and then you have flipped 7. What that then means is that you get to collect an additional 15 points on top of what your hand is. That's a bust with 2 4s. This is an action card, one of many. This one's really fun. You get to take this and play this on another player once you draw an action card. That's going to force them to take just one more card and then are forced to stay. So now that player is done. They cannot play anymore. They are stayed. However, action cards can still be played on them. And that's a bust because of the 2 9s. And that's a bust. So the only people that took points this round is the player that had an action card played on him, and they got to take a total of 30 points. 30 points towards the 200, which is pretty solid. Action cards and modifiers are played by other players upon the next, whoever they want to play it on the table. And you can't only not have action cards or modifiers placed on you if you have busted. But let's just go through the deck so I can show you some more action cards. So this card is called the Unlucky 7. What this is going to do is it's going to require you to actually discard all of your other cards in your hand and then basically are stayed. Now that means that you get to collect at least 7 points. So you're definitely getting points this round. There you go, that's a modifier. You can play that on any player and it negates 8 points off their final score. Now in this game, you can get negative points at the end of the round, and so playing multiple of those, like the negative 10, that can really cause a problem. Flip 4, this allows you to make a player flip 4 cards. Any action cards come, as long as they didn't bust, and get to be played. This is a lucky 13. The way lucky 13 means you can actually play the 13 and have a second 13 without busting. But the steal card allows you to steal any card from any player that's currently on the table. There's just one more. Division, divide the hand by 2. You would handle modifier cards in the order which they were played, so you place them at the top above the actual hand. Swap, you can swap any two players, any two cards. Basically swapping two cards around. Force any player to discard a card. That's another 0 card. That's going to force your hand to be 0. The only way you can score points this round, even if you have that, is if you're able to flip 7. Now you can still bust with a 0. Unlike the unlucky 7, but force you to discard your hand, the 0 basically adds to your hand as a second number. Now you can also potentially get another 0. I don't think there's another 0 in the game, but you can basically get double the cards and therefore bust. But if you flip 7, you'll still get at least 15 points, even though the rest of your cards in your hands will count as 0. And yeah, again, it's a pretty fun, straightforward playing game. There are 13 13s, 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, 9 9s, 8 8s, 7 7s, 6 6s, 5 5s, 4 4s, 3 3s, 2 2s, and 1 1 in the game. So keep that in mind when looking at your hand. The higher the number cards you have in your hand, the more likely you will bust, which is very unnerving. But still, it is a very fun game, and these new play the action cards and other player modifier really makes the game very aggressive. And I do love the fact that you can go below your actual score at the end of the round, therefore taking away points from what you would think would be a safe pot of points to add up to 200. So different action cards, different play mechanics, and a lot more fun. Well, hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you guys pick this up for yourself, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.